of Fresno proudly supports tonight's first segment of local news that matters. Lithia Subaru of Fresno. Subaru. Confidence in motion. Ksee 24 News begins with your forecast first from your local weather authority.
A bright sunny day with a few thin high clouds overhead as temperatures warmed to 99 degrees here in Fresno. We will be in the triple digits tomorrow. It's 82 outside right now, 78 Visalia, 79 Porterville, 75 Madera, and 74 Merced. Temperatures reaching 100 tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday 101, but then they just keep going up in your local weather authority forecast. Ksee 24 News at 11 starts now.
Local news that matters. This is Ksee 24 News at 11.
It's not uncommon that a female suspect, because they're a little bit more limber, smaller hands, that they sometimes can't slip out of their handcuffs.
A woman in custody frees herself and fires at a sheriff's deputy. Now she's in the hospital after deputies fired back. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Baruchian.
And I'm Alexander Balaki. And new at 11, a shootout between a woman and a Fresno County Sheriff's deputy in Northwest Fresno this afternoon. Police still trying to piece together how the suspect, who was cuffed and sitting in back of a police car, managed to break free and then open fire. And
deputies fired back, striking the woman twice. Our Juanita Adame outside CRMC, where the woman was transferred, and Juanita now has more.
Sheriff-elect John Zanoni told us that when there is a female suspect, male deputies will usually do a minimal search. In this case, a female deputy was en route. She was on her way when the shooting happened. Fresno Police Chief Paco Valderrama said deputies with the Fresno County Sheriff's Office did everything right in the moments leading up to an officer-involved shooting Thursday afternoon.
Identified the suspect vehicle, did a tactical takedown of the vehicle, managed to get her secured, but somehow she slipped through the cuffs and was able to produce a firearm.
It was just before 3 p.m. near San Jose and Valentine Avenues in Fresno when deputies conducted a felony traffic stop on a 30-year-old female who was wanted by police for a July 15th shooting in the 1400 block of Calimurna.
We had the suspect information, we had the vehicle information, which the deputies were able to identify.
Following the traffic stop, the woman was detained and handcuffed in the back seat of a patrol car.
It's not uncommon that a female suspect, because they're a little bit more limber, smaller hands, that they sometimes can't slip out of their handcuffs. So
once she was secured in the back of the car, deputies went back to search her vehicle, and that's when she slipped out of her handcuffs.
That's something that we need to investigate, and hopefully we'll determine exactly what happened.
The woman fired at deputies and they fired back, striking her twice. She was transported and is in critical but stable condition.
Her history has been related to thefts, forgeries, burglaries. She does have an extensive history, criminal history. At some point she was convicted of a felony, which makes her a prohibited person.
Now the woman is facing multiple charges, including the previous charges she had. She's now facing charges of assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer. Reporting in Fresno, Juanita Adame, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Ksee 24, your local election headquarters. The Fresno City Council greenlights the renewal of Measure C, the contentious transportation tax. The vote 5-1 today, with Councilman Miguel Arias opposed and Council President Nelson Esparza abstaining. It passed despite a letter issued to the council by State Attorney General Rob Bonta, imploring the council to delay their vote and offer more public input. Measure C calls for renewing a half-cent sales tax in 2027 through 2057. Supporters say it would generate nearly $7 billion over 30 years for numerous transportation repairs and improvements, but opponents believe that more community input was needed.
To date, community has not been meaningfully included, and so that's resulted in a plan that has potholes, that's riddled with loopholes, that really wouldn't benefit our communities in the way that communities have been asking for.
I can tell you, having been in this building for almost 12 years, that Measure C has improved our communities. 24 of the 35 neighborhoods that I represent have gotten repaved. They've gotten curbside, gutter, drainage problems have been resolved, and that's a good thing.
Now, if the Fresno County Board of Supervisors also give Measure C the green light tomorrow, voters will then get to decide the proposal's fate. In November, it needs a majority plus 66%.
Also at City Hall, a large gathering of supporters of Advance Peace, a controversial gun violence prevention program. They had hoped to appeal to the Fresno City Council for more funding. Council members initially planned to give Advance Peace nearly $1 million in grants, but after an Advance Peace staff member was arrested in a major gang operation, that funding was cut down to a third. Today, program advocates expressed why they believe more funding should be allocated, but council members tabled the discussion for a later date.
Next step in deciding whether convicted Rob Nesbitt is in
judge grant him selection. The convicted murderer sat in orange while his lawyers argued that juror number 7, Rochelle Nice, lied when answering a 116-juror questionnaire. The defense saying Nice wrongfully answered no to the questions of whether she had been involved in a lawsuit or if she had been a victim of a crime.
Well, that in fact, when she was pregnant, she had been assaulted and she was in fear for her baby's life.
Leaning into the nickname Little Man that they say Nice gave to Lacey Peterson's unborn child, Connor, as well as the attitude the juror had when deliberating with other jurors.
Before she even sat down at the table, when she was admitted to that jury room, according to Juror Baratlas, she said, let's get Mr. Peterson for what he did to Little Man.
Judge Ann Christine Mazzullo made the point that the defense would have access to the juror questionnaire and could have followed up with Nice about her answers 20 years ago. David Harris with the prosecution argued that Nice did what a juror is supposed to do during a high-profile murder case.
There's actual proof that she went back there, she did what she was instructed by the judge to do, and she reached a verdict.
Harris says that Nice may have had wrong answers on her questionnaire, but that her being wrong does not make her a liar, arguing that it instead means she was bad at filling out the 23-page questionnaire and that she, quote, did the best she could.
Gets a jury summons in the mail, and she testified she put it up on her refrigerator. How did she know that that particular piece of paper was going to change her life, in which it has in this particular case?
Peterson's sister-in-law, Janie Peterson, spoke after the hearing, saying the family is confident that a new trial will be granted.
Convicted of murdering his wife and unborn son. And Rochelle Nice was a victim of domestic violence while she was pregnant, and also a victim where she filed for a restraining order while pregnant. And that's information that should have been disclosed on her juror questionnaire.
This hearing that has lasted for 3 years ended today with closing arguments. The judge now has until December to make her decision on if there was juror misconduct.
Rob Nesbitt reporting. A new federal grant is set to pump more money into the high-speed rail line between Madera and Merced. The $25 million grant is from the U.S. Department of Transportation and will provide more than half of the expected $41 million cost for this portion of the project. The contract is set to be taken up by the High-Speed Rail Authority next week, and there are currently 119 miles under construction here in the valley, with more than 30 active construction sites.
Well, as the drought intensifies, Governor Gavin Newsom unveiling a new plan he believes will create more water storage. Our Capitol Bureau reporter Eitan Wallace is in Antioch today with more on the relief California could see from desalination.
Well, Governor Newsom says it's time to fight the drought with modern-day technology. For instance, you see the San Joaquin River here in the Delta? Well, much of it is tainted with salt, but the governor says with his new plan, one day this river could supply fresh water to the region.
We can't do the same damn thing anymore.
That was Governor Gavin Newsom's message today as he addressed the state's response to the ongoing drought, a record dry spell he worries may only get worse.
1,200-year drought that exists and persists all over the western United States. I mean, let's wake up.
He says if no action is taken, California could lose about 10% of its water supply in the next 20 years.
Mother Nature is still bountiful, but she's not operating like she did
That's why today he unveiled this 19-page plan pledging $8 billion to increase storage and modernize the state's water infrastructure. Infrastructure like this Antioch construction site Newsom toured. It one day will open as a $110 million desalinization plant, taking salt water from the San Joaquin River and converting it into fresh water. One of several projects Newsom says will allow the state to refocus its water strategy.
We're so deeply anxious because we've been consistently in the scarcity mindset, that it's about reduction and people feel like they've done enough. We've got to move away from that mindset because there's a lot more abundance out there if we're more creative in terms of how we approach things.
For now, he says he'll leave any mandatory water restrictions to local governments. That as he appointed one-time rival, former Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, as the state's new infrastructure czar in charge of bringing in more funds for future projects. Newsom's current gubernatorial opponent, Republican Senator Brian Dahle of Lassen County, says he's skeptical the state will see results.
There's millions and millions and billions of dollars that have been put into these projects that haven't been implemented. He's talking about implementing these projects. That's where I have question with Gavin Newsom's philosophy is get something done. Stop talking about it and actually get something done.
As for that desalinization plant in Antioch, well, it is supposed to be up and running sometime in 2023. Reporting here in Contra Costa County, Eitan Wallace, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
More improvements coming to the Fresno Yosemite International Airport. The Fresno City Council awarding a construction contract today for the East Apron reconfiguration project, laying the groundwork for a major terminal expansion. It includes the expansion of the TSA passenger screening area as well as new baggage handling areas.
Still to come here at 11, the U.S. Attorney General has plenty to say about the recent surge of Donald Trump's Florida estate.
I will not stand by silently when their integrity is unfairly attacked.
Why he says the search was warranted.
Gas prices nationwide finally headed in the right direction.
Temperatures headed in the wrong direction. We'll be in triple digits again tomorrow. Next, in your local Weather Authority forecast. First, your allergy forecast from the Boss Allergy, Asthma, and Sinus Center.
I'm waking up my day, so let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on, keep the morning moving right along. Yeah, I'm waking up my day, you make it feel alright. I'm waking up my day, waking up my day. Don't you know I'm ready for whatever comes my way? I'm waking up my day.
The 2022 Subaru Crosstrek is as powerful as your sense of adventure. Its 182 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine makes exploring fun. Sure-footed symmetrical all-wheel drive is standard. And the Crosstrek has the best resale value in its class for 2 years running. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Get to Subaru at Fresno, where every new Subaru comes with complimentary maintenance included.
Hey everyone, tonight we have an all-new show. Megan Thee Stallion will be my co-host. She will be here for the entire show. Plus we have Natalia Dyer from Stranger Things and music from Montel Fish. And thank you notes. You don't want to miss it tonight.
Don't miss an all-new Fallon tonight on NBC.
The Labor Day sale at More Furniture starts now.
Everyone knows More is synonymous with incredible style at the best values. But our Labor Day sale offers a special opportunity for everyone, the chance to save.
Our latest collections have arrived and they're all on sale.
Our best sellers are in stock and they're all on sale.
It's the best time of the year to save big and get your home ready for fall entertaining.
Visit your local More Furniture or check out morefurniture.com to view all sales specials.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by HR Mobile Services.
We had some thin high clouds over our area today, but plenty of sunshine, clear blue sky, and almost no showers and thunderstorms in mountains and desert areas throughout California. The monsoon moisture is staying on the other side of the Sierra. As for temperatures today, we did hit 100 in Lemoore, but 99 the high here in Fresno and in Hanford, 96 in Visalia, and 97 in Porterville. On average, highs this time of year, 97 and 99 puts us now above that average, and we're going to keep going up day by day. Temperatures will get warmer and warmer and warmer. So we'll be close to 105, 106 by this time next week. With 82 outside right now in Fresno, it's still cooler to the north at 75 in Madera and 74 in Merced. Each of these circles and triangles represent different types of air quality sensors here in the valley. And in Central California, we see a mixture of yellow and green indicators showing moderate and good air quality right now. Now, through the valley, the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District is predicting a similar day tomorrow as far as air quality, with unhealthy air for sensitive groups in the mountains of Tulare County, moderate through Fresno, and then good in Madera and Merced counties. Here are those storms that have been over the Four Corners area through Nevada and not really doing much in California. We've seen this shift kind of back to the east, and it will likely stay there through the next few days. As we go through Futurecast, you'll see very little activity here in Central California until after the weekend. Now pausing Monday at 5:30 p.m., you can see those showers returning to mountain areas, and chances come Tuesday afternoon and evening, with greater areas looking at wet weather by the time we get to Wednesday afternoon and evening. The renewable solar forecast shows plenty of solar electricity generation for tomorrow. A 9.2 on the solar power index, with 8.4s to follow through Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Here's a look at overnight lows. Temperatures are starting to get a little warmer, with 68 for Fresno tonight, 62 in Madera, 59 in Dos Palos, and about 62 in Los Banos. Highs for tomorrow are going to end up hitting that triple-digit mark. We're looking at 100 degrees here in Fresno, 100 in Hanford, 97 Visalia, 100 in Corcoran, Porterville, 99, and 99 in Tulare. Now, temperatures are just going to get warmer pretty much day by day, starting off a little slow here with 100 for tomorrow and Saturday, but then 101 Sunday, 102 Monday, 105 Tuesday. Tuesday's got the best chance of seeing the return of some of that monsoon moisture, with showers, thunderstorms in mountain areas, and some moving maybe perhaps into foothill areas. Now, looking at Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures are going to end up a little bit warmer here at 106, and you can get a check of the very latest on those numbers at yourcentralvalley.com.
I call that hot.
Yes.
I call that yuck.
Yeah.
That's the best word for it.
All right. Thank you, Justin. Going up next in sports, the Valley connections to an NBA legend.
Andrew Martin joining us now with that story. Andrew.
By now, I'm sure that everyone has heard the NBA is retiring Bill Russell's number 6 league-wide. A lot of players have worn number 6 over the years, including a handful from the Valley. We'll talk more about that next in Sports Central.
Many places full of history mark the Valley. Join me as I take you on a tour of the people and places that made history right here in our backyard. This week, what do a river, a flood, a dam, and a bird have in common? On the Map, Thursdays at 6 on Ksee 24.
If you don't have a primary care doctor for your family, Premium Urgent Care provides all general health services at multiple Valley locations. Set your appointment online and Premium Urgent Care will serve you quickly for the health of those you love. Get quality care at Premium Urgent Care today.
What makes best reviews the best reviews? They have an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on pretty much everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
So you can be confident that whatever you're buying is right for you, no matter what life throws at it. Like your daughter Clementine, for example. For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
Everything about a big truck is big. Big tires, big gas tank, big engine. And in an accident, big injuries. When it comes to truck wrecks, I know what I'm talking about. I'm attorney Tom Dunyan. Call me. It's just that easy.
Choosing can be difficult. Corner Bakery makes it simple with our Choose 2. Mix and match any 2 kitchen-crafted favorites to build your perfectly paired meal. For freshly prepared, artisan-inspired choices, visit one of our Valley locations in Fresno and Visalia today.
If you don't have a primary care doctor for your family, Premium Urgent Care provides all general health services at multiple Valley locations. Set your appointment online and Premium Urgent Care will serve you quickly for the health of those you love. Get quality care at Premium Urgent Care today.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by Fresno Unified School District. Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
Major League Baseball returned to Iowa on Thursday. Its second annual Field of Dreams game. The Cubs beat the Reds 4-2. Last year's Field of Dreams game featured the Yankees against the White Sox. Ex-Bulldog Aaron Judge hit a home run. The Yankees won that game 9-8. The anniversary of that game is on Friday. The NBA announced on Thursday that it'll be retiring number 6 league-wide in honor of Bill Russell, who died on July 31st at the age of 88. Russell wore number 6 during a 13-year playing career with the Boston Celtics. He's an 11-time NBA champion. Several NBA players currently wear number 6, including LeBron James. They will be allowed to continue to do so. Did you know, in NBA history, 260 players have worn number 6, 3 of whom have a connection to the Central Valley. The first was Tito Maddox, ex-Fresno State Bulldog. He was a second-round draft pick of the Houston Rockets in 2002. He played in 9 games with Houston during the 2002-2003 season. He wore number 6. Chris Jeffries was also drafted in 2002. He was a first-round pick out of Fresno State. He was drafted by the Lakers, but he played for the Raptors and the Bulls. It wasn't until he joined the Bulls that he wore number 6. He did so during the 2003-2004 season. He played in 19 games. Tyson Chandler wore number 6 beginning in the 2006-2007 season. Chandler had a lengthy NBA career, 19 seasons. He wore number 6 for 9 of those seasons when he was with the Hornets, the Bobcats, the Mavericks, and the Knicks. Tyson Chandler grew up in Southern California, but he was born in Hanford. Back to baseball in the California League on Thursday. The Fresno Grizzlies continuing their series at Inland Empire. The Grizzlies on a 4-game winning streak. Make that 5. The team hit 4 triples, and Yanquiel Fernandez hit a grand slam. That came in the 6th inning for his 15th home run this season. 2nd grand slam this season. Grizzlies win 16-3. Elsewhere in the California League, the Rawhide blew a 4-0 first-inning lead at Modesto and lost 14-6. That's 6 losses in a row for Visalia. Round 1 of the FedEx St. Jude Championship, the first event in the FedEx Cup playoffs. That's Nick Watney, ex-Bulldog, with a birdie on the 11th hole Thursday. Watney shot a 1-under par 69. He's tied for 60th place. Dodgers and Giants both had the day off. And that's a look at sports.
Accelerated Urgent Care is now offering rapid COVID testing. Receive your COVID-19 results on site in just 10 minutes. That's right, COVID-19 results in just 10 minutes. Accelerated Urgent Care, expert care on your time.
This is the 2022 Nissan Pathfinder and Rogue. With a range of drive modes and intelligent off-road technology, you can take a Sunday stroll in the least basic of places. The 2022 Nissan family of SUVs. Anything but basic.
Get 1.9% financing for up to 72 months on 14 models, or shop our inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles.
Midland Tractor has a history of partnering with local growers. We bring the latest technology to our customers and provide on-site training and startup with the promise to stay until your equipment is performing as it should. Midland Tractor Equipment Solutions, guaranteed.
WPE Ministries travels the globe healing the spiritually depressed and sick. We're based in Fresno with free healing programs each month and weekly classes for depression and anger.
God can do what you cannot do. Call us today.
Beyond Van Gogh, the immersive experience. Final days at the Fresno Convention and Entertainment Center. Don't miss it. Tickets available at vangoghfresno.com. Beyond Van Gogh.
Do you know a local hero? We want to know at yourcentralvalley.com. KC24, Fiesta Tax Service, and State Center Community Colleges are teaming up to give a local hero $250 every month. Sign up at yourcentralvalley.com and tell us who your local hero is and why. Just share your local hero's contributions and self-achievements. Winners revealed each month on Central Valley Today. Enter now at yourcentralvalley.com. Heroes matter on KC24.
Accelerated Urgent Care is now offering rapid COVID testing. Receive your COVID-19 results on site in just 10 minutes. That's right, COVID-19 results in just 10 minutes. Accelerated Urgent Care, expert care on your time.
Now yourcentralvalley.com, pros who know.
Today's carpets are softer, thicker, and more stain resistant. At half the cost of hard surface flooring, carpet is the perfect way to make your home more stylish and comfortable.
For more expert advice, go to yourcentralvalley.com/pros who know.
This is KC24 News at 11.
Actress Anne Heche not expected to survive after crashing her car into a home and suffering an anoxic brain injury last week, which left her in a coma. A spokesperson for Heche says the 53-year-old is an organ donor and is being kept on life support to determine if any of her organs are viable. Police say Heche had drugs in her system when she crashed into a Mar Vista home last Friday morning. The collision started a major fire.
Tonight, former President Donald Trump says he will allow the DOJ to unseal the search warrant that details why the FBI raided his home at Mar-a-Lago. It comes as Attorney General Merrick Garland broke his silence today. Garland says he personally approved the decision to seek the warrant, and the Department of Justice has filed a motion to unseal that warrant and the FBI property receipt, making the documents available to be seen by the public. Garland also defended the agents involved in the search in light of recent criticisms by Trump supporters.
I will not stand by silently when their integrity is unfairly attacked. The men and women of the FBI and the Justice Department are dedicated, patriotic public servants.
Garland says more details on the search will be revealed at the appropriate time after legal review.
A turning point at the pump. For the first time in 6 months, the national average for a gallon of gas has dipped below $4. The White House says falling gas prices are proof that the president's plan to address inflation is working. Democrats in Washington are looking to keep the momentum going by passing a bill this week to fight climate change and lower health care costs. But Republicans on Capitol Hill say the bill will do the opposite.
Still to come, a big prize giveaway earlier tonight, right here on the Big 2-4.
Who won that early bird drawing for the Granville Home of Hope?
I want to find a way to help people, and I want to build something special here. I'm going to come to News Nation. I think we need insurgent media. I think we need outlets that aren't fringe and just trying to fill their pockets. I'm going to go where the news is, and I'm going to try very hard to be fair.
I'll bring the cow home for you.
Morning in America and Rush Hour are taking you to state fairs across America live. The sights, the sounds, from right in the middle of the action. Fridays at the fair, this Friday in Iowa, only on News Nation.
Come on, Brian.
Dad, look.
Brian, come on.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Brian.
Ready, Brian?
Summer won't last forever, but you can go out and make memories that will during Toyota's National Sales Event.
Get low financing on fuel-efficient options like Camry and the 52 MPG Camry Hybrid. Or get $500 cash back on Corolla Cross when you finance with Toyota.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
This is a story of first downs and second chances.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
You'd think all those big league experts could have helped.
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
His football career ended, but his plantar fasciitis pain didn't. Till he found the Good Feet store.
I got fitted for my arch supports. Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
So get moving. Come in for your free fitting.
Experience some of the greatest planes in history up close and in person at Castle Air Museum. Treat you and yours to our family annual membership, good for 1 year of free museum admission for parents and children from the same household. Plus 10% savings at our gift shop, all for just $125. We carry a wide selection of aviation apparel, toys, books, mugs, display models, unique collector chocolate bars, and much more. Make a visit to Castle Air Museum and come be amazed.
Can't get rid of that stubborn belly fat? Get the body you've been dreaming of. Dr. Maj and Maj Medical Clinic use the latest in minimally invasive liposuction technologies. High-definition Lipo 360, together with skin tightening, achieve ultimate body sculpting results with minimal downtime. No more jelly roll. Maj Medical turns this into this. And really, it's time to do a little something for you. Call Maj Medical Clinic today for your free consultation and get the body you've been dreaming of.
Summer means Rawhide Baseball is in full swing. Come out to Valley Strong Ballpark to cheer on your very own Visalia Rawhide. Get your tickets now at rawhidebaseball.com. Rawhide Baseball, brought to you by Budweiser and Bueno Beverage Company.
Disaster and damage can strike anytime. It's good to know the professionals at Servpro have the training and equipment to get your life back on the right track. Whether it's water, fire, or storm damage, for restoration and cleaning, count on Servpro of Clovis, Visalia, Fresno, and Shaver.
Hey everyone, Megan Thee Stallion is my co-host tonight. She's here for the entire show. We're doing Mad Lib karaoke, lots more. Plus, we have Natalia Dyer from Stranger Things and Montel Fish tonight.
Well, finally, put it on your calendar. September 28th, the annual Granville Home of Hope drawing will take place. Someone who buys a $100 ticket can win a beautiful new home.
But tonight, an early bird drawing was held for $2,500 in gift cards and other certificates, and the winner was announced. Shania Johnson wins that early bird prize. Meantime, tickets are still available for the annual grand prize drawing, and anyone who buys a 2-ticket bundle will go into another early drawing September 14th for the 2-year lease of a Lexus. All of the proceeds from the Home of Hope will be shared among 12 local charitable organizations.
Justin, you were inside that home.
Yeah.
It looks so nice.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm ready to move in. I can just pack up everything, put it in the back of the car.
There you go.
Yeah, that closet is amazing.
The closet is enough, right?
Yeah.
That's all you need.
It was like, wow, because you had the bar for hanging clothes above
the different
and below.
levels. Yeah, it looked great.
Just a well done house.
Well, you got about a month before you have to move out.
Yeah, so, you know, I can get
and the air conditioning worked well.
To people for Christmas cards. Yes, it did.
For a hot day.
And we need that because temperatures are warming so much.
All right, that does it for us. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good night.
Clear the Shelters is back, and KC24 wants to give your pet $5,000. Get your paws over to yourcentralvalley.com.
All right, now what?
Sign up by August 29. Clear the Shelters with KC24 in Delane's Pet Resort. Enter to win today.
If you don't have a primary care doctor for your family, Premium Urgent Care provides all general health services at